Do not try this at home. None of these acts, or these acts, were performed by professional blah 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 blah. Well, what's up guys, this is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and we're going to take a little break from the garage renovation today. We're not going to be hunting. I'm actually going to do somewhat of a little bit of a farm chore. Me and Bear here. Bear's got to come see. Every time I get to talking to the camera, this guy wants to come be a part of it. So the plan, I need to do this. It's something I've been putting off for a long time. It's just kind of being lazy, but so most all of our chickens just free roam, and they have all summer, just free ranging. Haven't lost any chickens to predators because of this guy here. But I do like to lock the chickens up in the wintertime just so I can feed the animals. It's hard to feed the goats and all the livestock and have, 15 chickens free ranging because they stand in the feed buckets. So what I want to do, and I've just been lazy, I haven't done it, our chicken house and chicken pen is inside this pasture here where the goats are. Obviously that fence wasn't there just a year and a half or so ago, so the chicken pen was on the outside of the goat pen. Well, we need to get the chicken house out of there. So what I'm going to do today, take down the pen around the chicken house and get that chicken house out of that gate. And I think I'm going to take it down and set it next to the greenhouse and probably put it right about where the pigs were down there all summer. And it's got, so this chicken house has a door on the front, just a regular human walk-through door, and a chicken door on the back. And what I may do is set it right next to the greenhouse so that this time of year in the wintertime I can leave the chickens in the front in the main garden area. Just leave that human door open. And then in the summertime when I plant the garden, we don't want the chickens in the garden, so then I'll put them where they go out the back door, the little chicken access door. And that'll give me two different areas I can rotate my chickens through, and it'll allow them to be on the garden area all winter long. So it's going to be quite the process. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to move this big thing. Obviously it's going to involve a tractor, but it's going to be a chore. That thing's heavy. It's all built out of steel, and yeah, it ought to be fun. So here's the dilemma and the plan. So this chicken house, like I said, was here before I built this whole fence. And we put a nice big gate here so we could drive a tractor through and drop off hay or whatever we needed to do. So the plan was to move the chicken house in the beginning, a year ago. That never happened. So what the problem is here is I have this gate to go in to feed the goats. Well, then the goats see you coming with a bucket of feed and they all bottleneck right there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to block them off so I can even open the gate today, because as you can see, Skip will be out of here in a heartbeat. Dang, Bear, you about to knock me down. So I'm gonna have to take all these panels loose and then wire one up to the fence over here to block these guys off. And then maybe we can actually move this chicken house. Hey, get back. I hadn't even got the panel tied up yet and you're already knocking it down, Skip. I told everyone you'd be the problem. You always are. You're not coming through. You're not coming through here right now. What's up, Rufus? What do you want? You hungry? I don't have any food in my hand right now. Well, so far so good. The chicken house is holding together well. My chain idea isn't perfect, but it works. Let me show you what I did and how I got all this hooked up, because I didn't build this chicken house. A friend of mine did. We didn't build it with hooks to move it around easily. So I improvised. Took a couple boards, wrapped a chain around it, and then just stuck the chain under the support beam and went out. And that seems to be working just fine. Now I've got to come down here, take the garden fence down on both ends, remove the hog panel and the pig hut. I'll probably move that inside this pen for the goats so they have an extra shelter. Take down a couple tomato cages. I've still got tomatoes, ripe tomatoes on the vine, believe it or not. This is November. They survived our cold spell last week, and we're still picking tomatoes. But I will say this, Oklahoma has reached that time of year where we're kind of confused. We don't know if it's cold or hot. So it's that time where when you get up in the morning, you go to work, you turn the heater on because you're freezing, and then on the way home from work, you got the AC on because you're hot. I put on a hoodie this morning because it was 45 degrees, and I'm sweating now. So I fixed to have to peel off the hoodie and be out here working in a t-shirt, because it's just, I'm not complaining. The temperature is amazing right now. Well, I think I may change my plans, because I'm gonna have to do a little dirt work. The pigs had a huge mud hole right here, and I was kind of thinking of putting the chicken house right next to the edge of the greenhouse, and that would kind of help block some wind. And then, like I said, they could go out the back in the summertime and come out the front in the winter. But I don't have the bucket on the tractor right now, and I'm not going to do the dirt work at the moment, so I think I'll just go ahead, pull the chicken house in the garden. And, well, obviously a hog panel, especially one with a big hole in the bottom where I had a feeder, isn't going to hold the chickens. But I do have that Premier 1 netting, so I can just close that back off like the pig pen used to be. And then the chickens will have access to the back side and the main garden area. I'll just have to make sure I keep the greenhouse doors closed, which is not a big deal because we've got that center ridge vent, and we can raise up the back wall. What? What do you want? Huh? You want a tomato? Ow! Why you bite my finger? Here. I bet you $100 she'll eat this. Huh. Ah, you just took it all out of my hand. Let me help you, because you're going to drop it. Yep, now it's on the ground. You won't eat it. I know you too well. Oh, really? Bear, you want a bell pepper too? I'm telling you guys, we have more peppers and tomatoes this year than I know what to do with. And these bell peppers, I know this is a shame, and so many of you are going to get mad at me. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? But she deserves it. She's a good goat. You know, maybe this is the secret to good Mexican food, because they call goat, I think, cabrito, and they cook with a lot of peppers. So if you feed the cabrito peppers, might make for some really good Mexican food. Are you struggling there, Mama? Here. Almost forgot to spin the coop around. So I was fixing to be putting it in the garden backwards. So yeah, got to spin it around first.
Now I saw you with
So you know those disclaimers you see on TV where they say, do not try this at home. None of these acts, or these acts were performed by professional blah, 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 blah. Don't try to do that at home. That's a good way to throw your back out. Now that thing is heavy. It is not a one-person job, but it is in the garden. Getting the chickens in there is going to be a whole nother process. I'm just going to have to start feeding them down there. I can get a bucket of corn scratch or chicken scratch or whatever and shake it, and they'll usually follow me. So I think I can get most of them in there, and then we'll turn on the Premier One fence. And they should be protected from predators. Plus you got Bear in the goat pen. He's never lost a chicken in the last, what, 2 years or so. So I trust him. And my wife's probably not going to be the happiest with me because the house is right here. She likes to see less structure. She wants everything contained at the barn for the animals. And I've got a big red chicken house right here in the yard. But like I said, it is just more than a one-person job. I'm gonna have to wait until I can get Weston and DJ both out here, and then later we will turn it and slide it back even with the greenhouse, and that will probably be permanent, semi-permanent type spot for it, because I don't think I'm gonna put the pigs right back there again next year if we raise pigs again. But I'm sweating, I'm hot, it's time to peel off the hoodie. I still need to go tear down all the panels around the old chicken pen. And I've got another little shed that I want to move into the goat pen because winter is upon us. It's getting cold and rainy all the time. This time of year it rains a lot in Oklahoma. And one thing about goats is they do not like to get wet. So I've got those little porta hut shelters in there, or one big one in there. The goats all fit, but they don't like to be crammed in like that. So I want to give them options because they're likely not going to be in the barn, in the back side of the barn this winter because of all of my wife's animals. You know, our animals, the donkey poodles and the donkeys, and you know, the stuff we needed. I like them. I enjoy those animals. I like to give her a hard time. But yeah, so more work to do. Time to peel off the hoodie. It is getting hot at a blistering 55 degrees maybe. What is it, buddy? You tired from watching me work? Huh? Are you tired from watching me work? Is that what it is? I think so. So, as you can see, do as I say, not as I do again, but got the little shed moved for the goats. So now they've got their porta hut, and if you can see in there, I put a molasses tub inside the porta hut. The goats don't like them when they get rained on, they get nasty. So put it under cover. 2 different shelters for the goats, so the ones that don't get along and get ran out of the big one have somewhere to go. And then I may grab that little small porta hut that I had for the pigs and put in here just in case. So the backs of these shelters are facing the north. So the open ends are facing to the south. That'll give them a good place to be out of the wind, out of that north cold wind this winter. And I didn't bring you guys along, but I tore down the old chicken pen, got all the panels stacked and moved out of the way, pulled all the T-posts out of the ground. Now I can actually use the gate when I'm smart enough to bring the tractor through before I plug the hole with a shed. Anyways, got it done, and I don't know what else I'm gonna do today. Nobody else is home. I think Houston's wanting to go pig hunting this evening, so I may take a lesson from Bear over there. Look at this guy. May have to do like him and go rest for a couple hours, and then probably take Houston pig hunting this evening. I don't know, we'll see. Probably won't be on this video, but I do need to feed the animals and get all the chores done, water everybody, and you know, typical day-to-day chores. You know, there was one thing that my dad taught me in life before he left this earth, and that was to take care of other people's things even better than you would take care of your own. And I'm not gonna lie and say I'm the world's best at maintaining my equipment. I mean, I've got a lawnmower in there, an Exmark lawnmower in there with a flat tire, and a four-wheeler that's got a tire that keeps going flat. But Great Plains Kubota trusted us with their equipment. This belongs to Great Plains Kubota. It's not technically mine. We've partnered with them, you know, for several years now. And I'm not gonna say it's a loaner tractor, but my dad taught me to take care of other people's things better than you take care of your own. I'm really trying to take care of this Kubota tractor. I really do enjoy having this thing. It's an awesome little machine. I don't know, maybe if you guys are interested in, you know, a 50-hour review, because we just did the 50-hour maintenance on it, kind of go over the highs and lows, goods and bads of this little Kubota L4701. Let me know in the comments. We may do something like that. But, you know, it's one of those things. There's nothing worse than loaning something to someone, and when it comes back, it's not been taken care of, it's filthy, or it's broken, or something's missing, or you just don't get it back. That's just one of those things in this life that just eats me to pieces, is loaning something to someone and they don't take care of it. So trying to take care of this thing. It sure is pretty and shiny and orange, but I'm gonna let it dry and then we'll park it in the barn, and it's ready to go for the next project. Sure is pretty though. Well, I'm pretty satisfied with my morning projects. I was able to get the chicken house moved. We will have to move it into a little better place. My wife's already come outside and said, I didn't think that's where you were putting it. But we'll have to get some help. Weston and maybe DJ or somebody, get a couple of Weston's friends. That thing's just too heavy to move with one person. And I thought about putting some pipe under it, making some rollers or something. But we'll do that another day. And the chickens, yeah, that's going to be a whole nother experience. They've been roosting, a lot of them been roosting in the trees for the last month or so, right next to where the chicken house was. So I'll probably have to wait till after dark and come out here and start catching chickens, clip their wings, and put them in the chicken house down there. They'll have a huge chicken pen for the winter. They'll be good to go there. I'm just tired of them eating all the feed that I put out for the animals. It's that's frustrating. But anyways, yeah, I guess that's all I've got for today. We're gonna have a we're gonna test out the RV real soon. Got a big trip, not a big trip, a trip planned this coming weekend. A lot of you have been asking if we're ever gonna start the RV remodel. That's gonna be a project, but yes, it is coming. Hopefully, probably late November-ish, early December. Maybe we'll get started on that. I'm not sure what my wife's plan is, but I have been wanting to take it on a trip. A lot of you guys suggested taking it somewhere for a few days before, tearing it apart and remodeling everything to figure out, you know, the quirks and things that may need to be fixed. So we're going to take it for a little 3-day trip, me and the kids, I think. I'm not going to tell you where we're going or what we're doing just yet, but we'll video that process. And I think we do have a fishing trip planned over the weekend. I talked to a good friend, so we may be doing some fishing this weekend. But anyways, guys, that's all I've got for today. I'm gonna go in, eat a little lunch, take a little break, and do like Bear and chill and relax for a little while before the kids get home from school, and probably end up taking Houston hog hunting. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.